back to TechCast, the show where we talk all this tech news, leaks, and rumors. How are you doing today, Stefano?
Okay, we've had a little bit of a trouble setting up today. May or may not have caused us to be an hour late to start.
It's grand, sure. Wow. So quick update. You're either going to see a very, very high quality podcast today if you're watching the video version, or you're going to be watching a crappy Zoom recording, whichever one works.
Whichever one doesn't fail.
Exactly. Getting onto tech, because I know that's why you're all here. I got my AirTag. Yay!
Oh yeah, and I have my one as well. I got the poop emoji on mine.
It's really fun, and you can just see it there all focusing if you're watching the video version. But yeah, it's a really fun little accessory. I got a voucher for a video competition anyways. €100. I fixed my storage issue with that, and I picked up an AirTag. Can I just say, Apple's charging too much for their accessories. Why can I get this accessory off eBay that is made of silicon and metal, and Belkin can charge €12 for a piece of plastic?
I don't know. This is the way it is.
Like I said in my video, the genius behind the AirTags, plug, 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 plug. Yeah, this is...
Oh god.
This is all just accessories. They make the money in the accessories and the multi-buy packs. They are making the money off the 4-packs. Kinda... Yeah. Have you no scratching on the back of your AirTag at all?
Just a couple, one deep one, but that's it. Anyway, with AirTags, it doesn't really matter that too much anyways. They're just literally trackers.
For sure, yeah. I'm just looking at it here. This is the first time I'm actually looking at it. And, there's a few scratches there. They're like tiny micro scratches, like you wouldn't be able to tell. The Apple logo is a bit scratched, but that's meant to be scratched.
Oddly enough, for me, mine was in my laptop bag, which has like keys, pencils, Apple pencils, my iPad coming in and out, my Switch, plugs and chargers for my stuff, constantly coming in and out. And the Apple logo is perfect, but the metal around it is a bit scratched up.
These are the keys I normally have my thing on. So I have a bike key there, house keys, lock keys, that kind of thing. And a SIM removal tool. That's going to scratch this up pretty fast, this AirTag. So I'll be interested to see how we can actually see the long-term longevity of these. Because there's people like Nikias from Apple World who has actually shown that within days of him getting his AirTag, like 2 days, there was already really deep scratches on his.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Tile and Samsung went with plastic for like the whole design, because they're going to get pretty scratched up anyways, and glossy plastic kind of hides it better. So I'm not surprised that they went that way. And I wonder... Go
ahead.
I wonder if really, like, would them not making the lid metal would have saved much in terms of price?
I think they needed the metal to give it a more premium feel. And it's like the metal acts as a contact on the back of the AirTag for the battery.
I guess.
So they had to do it. It wasn't really a choice. Unfortunately.
Are Samsung Galaxy tabs, they call them Galaxy tabs? I think they call
them. Samsung Galaxy's tags, yeah.
Yeah, do they recharge or do they use replaceable batteries? Or do you have to throw them out?
I don't know. I think it's No, it's not rechargeable batteries. It's user replaceable batteries.
Because I think Tile for them you have to throw them out, don't you? When they're finished.
It might be the case with Samsung Galaxy tags, because I haven't seen anyone actually say you can replace the battery in them. I haven't seen anyone say that.
I haven't seen anyone talk about them. Full stop.
I mean, there's some people who have reviewed them, and I have checked out the reviews of the Galaxy tags, and I was half tempted since I had the money to get a Galaxy tag to compare this to. But I don't have Samsung phone. I can't use this.
Yeah. Oh, and there's an ecosystem thing. It's leaking into Android now.
Well, actually, an iPhone 10 here, by the way, off the Android challenge, sick of this, don't want to talk about Android anymore. And yeah, this can use AirTag. I can't use the precision finding feature, which is a big feature of AirTags, but I really can't care less. Have you heard the reviewers say if it's in a bag, it won't be able to you won't be able to hear the pinging noise?
Oh, I tried it out and it's true. You don't hear it. I tried it out in my laptop bag and I cannot hear it. And it's in my laptop bag.
I have my laptop bag here. This is like heavy padding. And since we're on the podcast, I can demo this. So I'm here and I go into Find My app, which is also here.
Well,
and by the way, so this is in the bag, sealed up. I go into Conor's keys, play sound. Give it a second. You can hear it.
Yeah, it's weird because in my laptop bag, where is it? I have it in here somewhere.
Yeah.
This is not pretty. This is thin stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like padded. It's not that padded or anything. But I throw it in here, and I put it like when you're far away from it, you don't hear it. You have to basically be nearly right beside it to hear it. So I don't know what the reason for that is.
Yeah, the limitation is, and the idea of the AirTag is, you use the precision finding feature till you're in the room, and when you get close to it, you do the pinging noise.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the whole function of the AirTag, which is fair enough. Like you're not supposed to be able to hear it from another room or whatever.
Yeah, like when it's out of the bag though, I could hear pretty well from a long distance. So, yeah. I'm just curious whether does tile. Do you have to replace? Do they have batteries or do you have to replace them?
There's some tiles you can get replaceable battery ones, but for the most part, it's a case of you buy a €15 accessory, and then after a year, you just throw it out and get another one. It's the exact same with. I have it here. My old tracker, the iTag, as it was called. Yeah. So this is a tracker here of AliExpress, €3. Same size. It's actually bigger than AirTags, and it has no replaceable battery. And yeah, it's rubbish. Don't buy them.
Buy the cheap €2 thing, but don't buy the cheap tag.
Exactly. Buy the cheap accessory. Buy the cheap €2 accessory. Don't buy the actual cheap tag.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was on record to say, our tile trackers or our smart trackers a scam or something like that. I was on track to make a video about that.
Yeah.
But then I tried AirTags, and I don't know what it is about Apple, but they changed my entire perception. I don't know what it is about Apple.
See, I've never used a tracker before, so this is actually my first tracker.
Yeah.
I heard of tile before.
This barely counts as a tracker.
It looks like a tile ripoff.
Yeah. The tile tracker challenge. Swallow one.
Oh god. No.
The AirTag challenge, since people are apparently swallowing them, so they have to put a disclaimer in the box.
Really?
Let's put a disclaimer in the terms and conditions that they aren't liable for anyone who swallows an AirTag.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, that was actually a thing for kids, wasn't it? A few weeks ago, there was an article going around about that for kids. They're being worried about that.
I mean, that's just parents being careless. In my everyday life, using this AirTag, it's been in a keychain accessory or in my bag. When is someone going to get the opportunity to swallow this thing? I mean, you have your AirTag there. You can attest to this. It'll be pretty hard to swallow one of these. You'll choke on it. You'll choke on
it before you swallow it.
Yeah, taste challenge. Taste test. No, let's not do that.
Oh God, no, let's not.
I already had the idea to drink bleach in a video. Let's not do that.
Oh God, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Any other impressive news happening? I wonder.
Well, this isn't
Any
news,
other
but
impressive tech news?
this is.
WWDC, of course. How could
Oh
I
yeah,
forget?
yeah. So that's happening Monday. Already.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
That came very, very quick. What?
Yeah.
It was already a year ago.
Yeah, I know, it's been very quick. And this should have come out a year ago. Sorry to reference AirTag again, but this should have been out a year ago.
Yes, it should have. The packaging proves it.
Yeah, oh no, I put my packaging upstairs. I don't have it on camera here now, but my packaging says copyright Apple 2020.
Same.
It's been sitting in a warehouse, an Argos warehouse, for the last year before it was sold.
This. I wonder what made them not release it. That's what I find odd. The hardware was ready, so it must have been something to do with software.
They were all ready to go. They were in boxes ready to go, but they figured, oh wait, we can't ship these. No one's going to buy them because no one loses anything if they're stuck in their house.
Well, I can attest against that.
I've already lost my keys in the house.
I lost my keys and they were in my back pocket.
I
forgot where I put them. That day, like my dad wanted to drive my car, and I was like, I couldn't find my keys. I was like, oh my God, if I just bought the keychain, I could have had them on my car keys.
Well, you'll have a keychain now in a couple of days, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, this one that I'm using here, it's a bit of silicone and a metal keychain, like thick silicone. It's not going to rip or anything, and it's fairly flexible. Cost me a $5 in total.
Including shipping.
Apple wants to charge me $35.
That's a sixth. No, not sixth. Is that a sixth? No, something seventh.
Yeah.
Of the price.
It's like, this works fine. It does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, AirTags, IP67 water and dust resistant.
Are they?
Yeah, I threw mine in a glass of water to figure it out.
That was like...
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so it has to be able to be water resistant anyways, because it's going to be on your keys, and your keys are going to be out in the rain, or it's going to be on your backpack.
Yeah, true.
It has to be. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. They made it water resistant with the removable back.
Yeah, because the seal that's created, like, it seals up the thing. So, yeah. WWDC, so what's the thing you want to see? Because I'm going to try and get this episode out before next Monday, if possible.
So,
knowing my luck, it'll be out Tuesday.
Where's my phone? Because I actually have a list of things on my phone.
For a video that would be never made?
Probably. I was going to try and record it today.
Well, that didn't happen.
I might try and record it after this. We'll see.
That's fair enough. But yeah, WWDC, what I want to see of WWDC is this right here is my iPad Pro 10.5 inch.
Yeah.
I just want iPadOS to be better. And more watch faces. That's all I want.
See, I have a list here.
Yeah, I just want to add, I just want them to let me move my widget somewhere else. I want them to allow me, to customize how my widgets look. You have a whole list.
Yeah. So most of these are kind of going to be like, and some of these will be Android-y. It's kind of like I want it, but also it's kind of like I want it, but I want it to shut people up.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But on some of the other things I just want. So
yeah,
the first few are the one everyone wants, interactive widgets.
That's a given this year. That is a given.
Then themes, because Apple could, one, make a lot of money off of them. Two,
don't they kind of have that already though? They did it as a backwards, like they did it like a back alleyway. You can do it, but it's there, but you don't really need to do it. Apple already has that. I'm not counting it as a feature. Apple already has that technically.
Well,
shorter.
They could just make it like easy to do, and then they can make money off it. And
I can see them adding themes, like a theme section to the App Store where developers can make their own themes and stuff.
And hopefully
I can see that.
Yeah, and hopefully Apple will be able to regulate it and be able to, do their usual security things. So then they're not won't be as many security.
So what you want is really more customizability. That's the big thing. Really.
Basically, place apps anywhere. Multiple camera views for multicam devices. So it's another way we have dual camera and from the 11 3 cameras that you could record with all three at the same time and see the different things on the screen. Another way was a Filmic Pro or something. Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah,
have that built into the camera.
That would be like a pro mode of the camera. They'd save that for iPhone 13.
Probably, or maybe 15, 16.
They have to save something.
Yeah, I'm kind of going backwards on this now. Because I used the Note for a little bit, I said stylus support, but I don't know if I would want to.
No, that wouldn't even work.
No. But split view multitasking. Just because some people won't shut up about it, but also because there has been like one or two times that it would have been handy to use.
If they did it on the Pro Max, like I'd say, do it on the Pro Max, and that's it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the phone I buy anyway, so. Because
iPhone 13 feature.
Phone screens are a bit too small for it at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's like there is a couple of times it would have been handy. Yeah.
That's an iPhone 13 feature.
This thing I thought it was a reprogrammable Hey Siri. So instead of Siri, you could like change that command to anything you wanted.
Interesting. That is an interesting. They could do like an accessibility, like smart invert.
Yeah, something.
They could do something like that.
Because then that way, one, it will stop this issue with saying it in the middle of a video or a podcast or something, and setting off everyone's devices. Because if you had your own specific one that the phone knew, and they'd ignored the default one, then it would stop that issue. And also, whenever I say Siri, my phone and my HomePod picks up, and then the one or the other, usually the HomePod prioritizes. So if I could have different ones for different devices, it'd be nice, because loads of times I want just my phone to pick it up, but my HomePod picks up. Because half the time I'm asking my phone to open an app, and the HomePod's like, I can't do that. And it's like, no, wasn't speaking to you. So it'd be nice to be able to customize it, so I could change even just for the multiple devices to have different ones.
Yeah.
Okay, let's open this. Postcode support for maps. This for iPad OS as well. Like, I don't understand why Apple Maps doesn't have postcode support.
It's quite a shame that they don't do it already.
Yeah, so that I want that to definitely be added to it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now iPad OS. Just the usual calculator, stocks, weather app.
That's not happening.
All the pro apps like Backstage.
They'll give you a calculator widget. That's what they'll do. Like even a calculator widget would be enough.
Yeah, just to have something on the iPad for that, and add app library. Because the iPad makes sense.
I don't know why that's not on the iPad already.
Then the obvious widget thing to add them and make them interactive as well. Better Scribble. I've used Scribble a lot, and it's great for the most part, but there's still a lot of time where I write a long sentence and it messes up like half the words. It just doesn't get some of the letters, or just numbers. Sometimes it doesn't get them either, and it's annoying. You just revert back to typing. So to make Scribble a little bit more fluid and fast, so you don't have to pause and you don't have to try and redo it 10 times.
I've never used Scribble.
Yeah. So I like Scribble. Then this is kind of going down the macOS route of add floating windows for multitasking. Make them be able to float around.
This is a topic for discussion later. I have a topic about that. We'll get to that.
And make them adjustable as well, just like on any desktop OS, being able to resize them.
Yeah.
Now the last thing for iPad OS is better Apple's Pencil support. So what I mean by this is if they add the Windows thing, or even just with the current multitasking on iPad, you can't move around the windows with the Apple Pencil. It's really irritating.
That is annoying.
It like ruins the workflow. It ruins your flow like when you're working. Like what? It breaks it up and you have to stop, use your finger and go back to it. It's irritating when I'm like doing something, say Affinity, and I have Safari open and I have to move it out of the way, but oh no, I can't use my pencil, I have to use my finger now. And I want to be able to just use the pencil for like basically nearly everything.
That's understandable, yeah.
Like, then to make sure that you can resize the bloody windows if you add that to it with the pencil. It'd be stupid if you couldn't. Being able to bring up the dock and notification center and the control center as well. I just find it annoying. When I'm using the iPad, I use the pencil for almost navigating everything. It's kind of annoying when you just want to quickly bring something down and you can't because for whatever reason the pencil can't do that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Even if it was just like a tap on the pencil or something. Like if you could customize the tapping to do it or something even. Like it's just irritating that I can't do that. I have improved files app here, but I don't know what that means. I think it's saying importing. I don't know. That might be to do with speeds or something, but I think they fixed that with the Thunderbolt on the iPad.
Yeah,
so that might not be a software thing. I don't know what else to do for that.
That's just it.
Then just overall make Siri better and smarter. Because there's a lot of things with Siri that she could do offline, like playing your music, searching for contacts on your phone. Like all the stuff that's on your phone, she should be able to do without an internet connection.
That is true.
It's locally on your phone. You don't need an internet connection for that. And then just overall make her smarter.
Alright, so you have a lot of requests for iOS. But, can I just counter your point about wanting resizable windows?
Mm-hmm.
Why not just dual boot in macOS on an M1 iPad? Or an A12C iPad?
You mean put macOS on the iPad or use Sidecar on the iPad?
Use macOS on the iPad. Like as a dual boot, like Boot Camp.
Yeah, if that's... I would have been against that before Big Sur, but now with Big Sur they've changed so much in it. That's they've made it more like
touchscreen anyways.
Yeah, like they've made it more iPad-like, more touchscreen friendly. And I do have a little bit of belief that they will be doing that this year maybe.
Yeah.
Because the way they made macOS so iPad compatible is just it's weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they do that solely just for looks.
So the running theory is this. Apple put the M1 in the iPad. They put 8 gigabytes and 16 gigabytes in the iPad. You can use up to 5 gigabytes of RAM at one time for an app. That is because they can unlock that at a later stage so that you can have all 8 gigs used. So it's a case of, when you're in iPad mode, you can use 5 gigabytes at once of RAM. But when you switch over to macOS, the software automatically switches it to 8 gigabytes and 16. And that will give you Final Cut Pro, as well as Logic. That will give you all the bells and whistles you want. But the catch is, you have to have an M1 iPad.
Yeah, that's what will annoy me. It's because I want all the Pro apps on the iPad. So that's another thing actually we probably want to touch on is, will Pro apps come to more than just the M1 iPad?
No. They put 8 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of RAM in there for a reason. Now I know there will be people that say, but on MacBooks you can run Final Cut with 4 gigabytes of RAM. You've seen those arguments. My counterclaim is to this. This iMac here that I have right up beside me has 8 gigs of RAM. Now that struggles to edit 1080p footage. Imagine trying to power a mini LED display the background iOS, because iOS has to run as well at the same time, and macOS, and then you have all your logic tracks and everything.
Yeah.
There's a reason they didn't there's a reason they put 8 gigabytes of RAM in there. Because in Apple's documentation they say 8 gigabytes of RAM is the minimum for Final Cut.
Do they?
Yep. 8 gigabytes is the minimum for a modern version of Final Cut. You don't get updates anymore if you're running 4 gigs of RAM.
I wonder if they do a light version, like for slightly less RAM.
That's just iMovie. That would be their excuse. It's just iMovie. So you should be, there's a reason they put 8 gigabytes of RAM in there and an M1. They obviously have bigger plans than just, oh, it looks good now.
Guess I'll be using LumaFusion then.
LumaFusion isn't bad either. It's not bad. It isn't bad. And you have all your Final Cut shortcuts and everything. It's not bad.
It'd be nice if they did support at least back to the 2020. I know what you're saying with the RAM, because especially since iOS doesn't let you use the full amount of RAM. So realistically, probably only 3 or 4 gigs of RAM out of the 6 that you'd be able to use. Unless they did a fundamental rewrite of iPad OS and changed that. I don't know.
I think there's scope to do it, I think there is scope to do it. But it'll be too much work for them to rewrite iPad OS. But they have the hardware to run macOS. So it'll just be a case of macOS works better with this spec, let's just run macOS instead of giving you all of those features.
Yeah. I just wonder, the thing is, would that make it too good of a computer then? Because Mac sales, I wonder would they
No.
Because they're updating
the iPad as well. The iPad is more expensive than a MacBook Air. Just to get a Magic Keyboard and Apple Pencil and an 11-inch iPad Pro 2021, that'll cost you over $1,100. A MacBook Air costs it costs $1,grand, $999. It costs $999.
Well, is that $900? Sorry.
But MacBook is still cheaper, but the iPad is a 2-in-1, and that's why you get the iPad, because you want the 2-in-1.
Yeah. Oh, I think that argument kind of loses a bit of thing as you start going up the price thing into like the MacBook Pros, start going a little bit further up.
Yeah.
Because as they're getting more expensive, then the iPad probably is either a little bit cheaper or just as expensive. So it's just a thing of, do you want a MacBook or do you want
It'll be the perfect middle ground between an iPad, 14, like a MacBook Air and the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Perfect middle ground.
Yeah, so I think they probably would. I don't know. It just seems weird that they'd update the Macs and then give an iPad Mac OS just like that. It just doesn't seem right.
I know it doesn't seem right, but you have to think Apple's been doing a lot of things that they haven't been doing before, recently. They have been doing a lot of things that they haven't been doing before.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see anyways, WWDC.
Be interesting to see. It'd be nice if they did support the older devices, like at least the 2020 iPad Pro. If they don't, they don't, but
I don't think so.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. I mean, here's the question actually. If you needed a new MacBook Pro, you're in the market for a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
And they brought out, they told you that in September when iPadOS 15 comes out, you'll be able to dual boot macOS, and you'll be able to run Final Cut Pro on your iPad, take a full advantage of external monitors, so long as you have the 12 so long as you have an M1 iPad Pro, and you use a Magic Keyboard with it, for the keyboard and mouse stuff. Because obviously you'd have to have the Magic Keyboard.
Yeah.
Would you get an iPad Pro, a brand new iPad Pro, instead of a MacBook? So you have the best of both worlds.
I don't know. I'd probably be a while on that decision. Because I do like the... I don't know what it is about a laptop, I just like it. then with the iPad at the moment, I don't have the Magic Keyboard with it. But I've also been hearing that it's still not quite there yet in terms of a computer. So I don't know what to gauge that.
I would 100% do it. I'd sell this, and I'd sell my iMac, and I'd just have one device that could do it all. That could, because all my streaming and like my heavy workflow like that, that's all done on this laptop.
Mm.
So all I use the iMac for now is editing. That's literally all I use it for.
The only thing that would probably stop me is the ports. Just having one port. I know you could add a dongle.
No, you can use the second. You can do the second USB-C port in the Magic Keyboard and do a dongle, like a 4-port USB hub or something.
I don't know. I think if I was going with iPad, I'd want less dongles. The Mac I don't mind as much, but the iPad I kind of don't know what it is. It's just with an iPad you'd want it to be less dongles. With a Mac I don't really mind as much. I don't know. It sounds silly, but I don't know what it is.
And that's understandable. Yeah.
But I'd probably end up going Mac and then just keep my current iPad for a little bit longer and then maybe sell that and get the iPad as well. I don't know.
I'm definitely looking to get rid of these before they depreciate anymore.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to keep editing on the iMac actually until it dies because Final Cut performs really well under stress.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Final Cut is one of those really good editing software.
I haven't touched Premiere Pro in over 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Well, since I was travelling last. So that was back in... that was back in March I was travelling. So I haven't opened Premiere Pro since.
So that's about a month and a bit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a while.
And Final Cut has been perfect.
Talking about those MacBooks, the new ones are supposed to be coming out in WWDC. Well, rumoured to be, not supposed to be because it's rumoured. I don't know. I don't know if they will or not because I know it's a developer one. It's software, so.
If they wanted to release new Macs, they would release them at their own dedicated event because they know whatever Macs get announced, that'll overshadow everything that comes out tomorrow or Monday.
Maybe, yeah. That does make sense.
Well, by the way, I reference Monday because we're filming this on Wednesday the 2nd. And in previous years, actually, WWDC would have happened this week.
This week?
Yeah, normally happens on June 5th.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, it's because it's on a Friday this year that they chose to put it off. Or Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. But the thing that gives you a little bit of hope is that they did it with the MacBook Pro in 2012. And that was it was a fundamental redesign, I guess. And they've done it before with other things. Like, they actually released the MacBook Pro in 2012 in June.
Suppose they did with the Mac Pro. And one thing I will say to lean into your theory is this. On the Apple event invite, it says, join us on June 7th to see all of Apple's latest softwares and technologies. Keyword there being technologies. You don't say that about software, you say that about hardware.
If they want, they could have. Yeah, the "and" is what gets my attention.
Technologies means stuff like better screens and things like that.
Yeah, which about also rumoured.
Also,
Thunderbolt display for consumers.
Silicon counts as technologies, and that would be the perfect time to announce A14X.
Yep.
And tease it at this event, but say you can't buy it till the end of this year.
Something like that.
That'll be fine.
Didn't they do that
I can
last
see
year?
that. They did that with the iMac Pro, Mac Pro, and the HomePod.
And they did that last year, didn't they, with the M1?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised they did that. Like just announcing it, buying it, I don't know. That's probably But announcing it, I could see them announcing it tomorrow.
For sure.
Monday. So yeah. I wonder what. Do you think they'll get the mini LED displays?
It's possible. It's possible they will get the mini LED displays, but and there's been a rumor that Apple's switching to OLED next year on the iPad, which is not happening. I'm putting my foot down that. It's not happening because they invested so much time in the event to talk about why mini LED is so good on the iPad, and the fact that they got their promotion. Why would they just ditch it the year after and just admit to themselves that they were wrong?
Well,
That would be admitting that they were wrong about mini LED.
was it not on the iPad Air?
No, it wasn't. It was introduced on the iPad Pro.
No, I'm talking about the OLED. Was it not rumoured to go on the iPad Air?
No, it's on the iPad Pros next year. So why would they announce a mini LED iPad and make such a big deal out of it if they're not going to be doing it next year?
I don't know. That's
It's like them saying, "Oh yeah, this is great, but if you wait one more year, you're going to get an even better display."
Yeah, and OLED isn't even better anyways. It's worse.
No, it's going to have more issues, and it's going to be more expensive because 120 hertz on an OLED panel. It's why the Samsung phones cost €300 more than they used to.
Yeah, it's why they've gotten shot up in prices.
Yeah, and there's 5G on the iPad, and they want to have Face ID sensors. The iPad Pro is going to be ludicrous. It's not going to sell.
Actually, what's the battery? What am I saying? OLED and mini LED in terms of battery life, which is better?
OLED is better battery life wise, but that doesn't matter on an iPad. It really doesn't. You still get your 10-hour battery.
I guess, yeah. I just noticed that with my iPad it dies very quick if I'm constantly using it.
Yeah.
Dies within a few hours.
My iPad's been sitting in a drawer for the last week since I got my iPhone back. I use my iPad more than I ever have in the last 3 months when I had an Android phone.
Yeah. It's the opposite now. I use my iPad for almost everything in terms of consumption.
Yeah, I just use my phone.
And so my phone ends up being more when I'm at work or like when I'm in the car or when I'm too lazy to take out my iPad.
To be fair though, ever since I got my laptop, it's just been the iPad has just been casted aside really. It's not really being used.
Yeah.
But like I said, if they brought out Final Cut and they brought out macOS M1 iPads, I'm a huge fan of how those iPads look. And I could get behind having a 2-in-1, iPad and Mac, that I could bring with me and leave this laptop at home.
Yeah.
It could still do all my streaming. It could still do everything. It would actually be better.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I really want to see how they manage the iPad Pro with Final Cut though.
Yeah,
because it has no fan and it has such a slim form factor. The heat is not going to dissipate well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the UI will look like as well because it's not very touch friendly.
It's going to be the exact same as macOS if they put macOS on the iPad. You just have to use your keyboard and the mouse.
But then doesn't that make it I don't know? Is the other way? I'm sure you can use Adobe products on the Surface products.
Yeah, you can. You can touch screen it.
I'm just wondering what it's like to use something designed for a mouse and keyboard with a touch screen.
I mean, you can use Final Cut with Sidecar and an Apple Pencil.
I guess, yeah.
Actually, that already works. So you clearly just be using Sidecar.
Actually, sorry, just talking about the question you asked earlier. Since Sidecar exists, I don't have a Mac with Sidecar at the moment. I'd probably end up getting the MacBook and using my iPad the way I still use it, but maybe use it as a monitor for the MacBook as well.
Yeah, it's a good idea. And you'd be saving yourself on the Apple monitor, which, let's be real, isn't going to come out.
Well, you don't know yet.
I'm putting my foot down. We will not get an Apple monitor.
If it doesn't come out in WWDC, then they're probably, and if no Macs come out, then they're keeping all of that for probably an October event or something.
They're definitely keeping it for an October event. Why wouldn't they have their own dedicated Mac event? It makes so much sense.
Yeah, because it does make sense because In 2012, but the thing I was going to say that they put all the iMac and the MacBooks and display all together at one big event. Because even the iMac Pro now for the bigger M series MacBook.
They do that all at one event. They'll do that all at one event. If it's M1X, they'll do all the M1X Macs together.
Did they do that in 2012 with the Retina? I think the Retina MacBook Pro and the
that's
iMac were two
completely different
separate
now, though. That's completely
events.
different now. They don't really announce Macs at WWDC.
I don't know. It's just rumors at the time. Anyway.
They don't announce them that you can buy them straight away. They might announce the M1X processor.
Oh yeah,
later in the year.
They announced them, but not to buy. They don't have them for pre-order yet. Like they did that with the iMac, the Mac Pro, the iMac Pro, the Mac Pro.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be
that's
surprised.
pretty much what they'll do.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announced them and just said available to pre-order or to buy later on in the year.
Yeah, that would make more sense. So much. All right, we're after coming up on our hour anyways. Hopefully I'll get this episode out before Monday. Well, if it ends up coming out on Monday, it'll reach yesterday's jam. And yeah, how's any closing thoughts before we head out?
Just give customizability and just basically Mac OS, iPad OS.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And add that multicam feature to iOS.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And I just want more watch faces when I have a watch.
That's actually funny. I don't think about watch faces anymore. I used to think about what ones I want to use, but I've been using the same one for ages.
I do that too, but I like to switch them every so often.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alright, so we best head out because our cameras are about to fill up again. And we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya, bye.
Goodbye.